Gosh, how much do you want to be a vampire?
Not.
Can we make a pact right now that you'll make me one if you get made it? Oh, God, thanks. I want to be one so bad.
Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Welcome, everybody, to Dr. After Dark, 818-253-1693 for the voice messages and the emails at drafterdark@gmail.com. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you, Christina P. back in the house.
Yeah.
And Christina wanted a little more medical stuff today.
I want to hear that stuff because I'm interested. I'm aging, and I want to hear what's going on.
All right.
Is 45 young? Tell me how young I am.
45 is young.
Thank God.
Yeah, okay. Well done. All right, just stay with it. Don't worry. Just
trying, man. Hey, should I be taking supplements and vitamins and things?
You should probably.
Stuff really a big to-do?
I mean, it's on the margins, right? Everything's on the margins.
What does that mean? It's on the margins.
I mean, like we're about to have a new antiviral medicine, a couple actually, and they are going to put all the other early treatment conversations sort of away. You know, ivermectin and all that stuff. It's just a bit, that's kind of on the margin, may have an effect, as opposed to, it's the difference between like taking an antibiotic and drinking cranberry juice for a
gotcha.
UTI. It's like these things on the margin may have an effect, but not much. And versus something that's a real therapeutic that really works. We're gonna have stuff that really works for COVID.
I'm just asking in general. That bullshit works. Like, okay, I take supplements.
It's on the margin. It's on the margin. I do think that there might be something to nicotinamide riboside.
What?
Has an anti-aging
nicotinamide
riboside, NR. Look it up.
Oh, NRE.
Just NR. Nicotinamide riboside. I don't want to give out product names and stuff. I'll give you a name afterwards. But I've been taking that, and I'm convinced.
Well, you look great.
Well, that's what people say, and I go, maybe this is NR doing that, because there it is. That's the NR.
Oh.
The one with the TRU on it. That's a good one. And another thing is vitamin D. Vitamin D is a good idea. B vitamins, good idea. Methylfolate might be a good idea.
So I should take a vitamin every day.
It
can't hurt to take a vitamin.
It really doesn't. I think the other thing I look for is minerals. So make sure you take vitamin with minerals, because we do have some trace elements that we kind of don't have such great access to these days. And I'm worried about plastics and things. I think that may have a more of, plastics we put in the microwave. We may be getting affected by that more than we know.
Oh,
that's the other thing to keep us. So try to use glass and paper and stuff like that.
Because it does stand to reason. Like, you're melting plastic onto your food.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you know that Nadav?
Who?
Months ago.
What did he do?
We ordered Mediterranean food, and he ordered a laffa. It was like a 5-pound Mediterranean burrito. Dude, he ate like half of it and then took the other half home in a Febreze garbage bag.
You say it like that's bad.
It's a dude thing. It's a dude thing. You got to make do, man.
And then ate it. Mm-hmm. But that's not good to take putting food in garbage bags.
And to be fair, we have maybe we're not exposing ourselves to enough things, which is why all these allergies are coming up. We got to go play in the mud
for the week. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Christina, those are just like my pocket almonds that you eat.
Yeah, I have pocket almonds. I have purse almonds that I eat all the time.
That's all right.
Yeah, these are some purse nuts here.
We're too pristine.
Too pristine, Mommy.
All right. Why does unconsciousness occur when boxers are punched?
That's a good question.
Does the skull flex when the hit transfer the impact of the brain, or is it all the whipping of the head? Stomping on someone's head when they are lying on the flat floor is known to knock people out, but their head can't move. It's already against the floor, so surely it can't cause brain damage unless the skull is broken or flexed. You better be coming up in May, but it sounds like you're fully booked, so maybe June. There is some of the, like if you have a pickle in a jar of fluid, it hits there is some of that stuff going on. But it is the reticular activating system at the brainstem, and that's why I think hits more in this region tend to trigger that stuff.
What does it mean to go unconscious? Like, what does that mean?
That means your reticular activating system shuts down. Why it shuts down, I'm trying to think. I've never really thought about this, why evolutionarily that would be the case. It's a sort of a sensitive region. It goes out, as we go into coma.
Is it to protect you from trauma?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense really what it's doing. It just is.
Because when you have a traumatic event, like when I broke my ankle, you forget the actual moment.
That's different. That's dissociation. That's your brain pulling you away from stuff so you don't actually feel it. It's why it's also a pain management issue. Like when people are in a football game and hurt themselves, they don't feel it till later.
Yeah.
It's all the endorphins are in your system. And you can dissociate. It's a way of dissociating even from your body. That's another thing. This is a different thing. This is, again, a part of the brain called the reticular activating system.
The reticular activating system.
Come in my socks.
Wow.
So I hear
that was a cool segue.
So I hear every now and again from different men that while masturbating, they use a sock to play catcher's mitt for the semen sputum, so to speak. My question is, if you have some type of foot fungus or bacteria infection, plantar's warts, worms, etc., and am I bumming you guys out? You thought your socks were safe spaces?
Jesus Christ!
These guys, they have to crack their socks in the morning to get them into the laundry hamper. And you wrap your filthy sock around your filthy cock to catch your filthy load. Can the fungus now grow on or be spread to the genitals?
I'm dead. I'm gonna
Can I get athlete's cock from jerking off?
Yes, probably.
Excuse me, fuck my tits, my ass, and my mouth. Y'all know what a banana split. I love the show.
Use some tissues or something instead. What are you doing?
There's a lot of sock usage in males. They think they're hiding it. Because then they can throw it into... What's the matter, Christina? You don't like
I'm just thinking about this.
Your sons will do this. When your sons turn 14, the whole world's going to shift.
Ooh, yeah, Christina, what are you going to do?
I'm going to let them do their own fucking laundry. That's when I teach them to do their own laundry. I'm not cleaning up cum. This reminds me...
Some of it happens spontaneously at night to begin with.
Nocturnal emission.
Yeah, so the sheets are all messed up, too.
In college, there was this boy who used to J his D and then throw his tissues in between the wall and his bed, right? Like the bed. And he just kept throwing the soiled tissues. Why
do you know this?
Because I went to college and he was a friend of a friend and guys talked to each other. And then I heard the story. Anyway.
Ants?
Mushrooms. Merry Christmas. How gross is that? Like, I think about this. This story happened 20 years ago, and I'm still thinking about it.
It's a dude thing. Hey, man, you got to do something. What are you going to do?
You can put them in the trash.
You can, but people might see it. They're busy hiding what they do.
You just go straight into the toilet.
You can't put tissues in the toilet. Will clog it up, and then you...
What? You can just go straight into the trash, then.
No, I'm saying come straight into the toilet.
That's anything. You know, he couldn't make it out here without a couple of stops.
Good for him. Hey, let him... He's cranking his loads. This is his house. There's probably loads everywhere.
Oh. See these curtains?
I know. Loaded curtains.
Possessed love interest. Heil Hitler Booth Jews.
Booth Jews?
I guess.
There's only one in there.
I know. Booth Jew, I guess it is.
Actually, today there's two.
Who's the other J?
Lindsay's in here.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see. Greetings from Korea. Recently, a girlfriend told me she would get possessed as a child. No. She also said she often feels another presence in her head sometimes.
That sounds more viable.
As she grew up, she became stronger, so the other entity can no longer take over. Oh, boy. Some of her talked friends who can see ghosts told her that they are ghosts all around her. Oh, boy. I'm totally atheistic, so the paranormal stuff makes my genes all low and loose. What kind of mental illness is this? Should I run and hide?
Yes. Check.
Yeah, I mean, this is either or both.
Schizophrenia?
Some sort of psychotic illness.
Psychosis.
Where she's hearing voices and whenever somebody said they've been taken over by the devil or the government's beaming thoughts into their head, that's all delusion. But she could also have a severe personality disorder where she has some dissociative disorder, and it's literally a part of her personality that's walled off that steps in once in a while. If she had horrible childhood trauma, it could be dissociative identity disorder.
Multiple personality disorder, they used to call it.
We used to call it that. Now we call it DID, dissociative identity disorder.
I'm so glad we changed that name.
Did you have any friends with multiple?
May I ask you something? In real, does it matter why are we constantly renaming the thing, and the thing is still the thing?
Right.
Okay.
I have noticed in medicine, every generation of physicians have their own nomenclature and pronunciation. and it's how they distinguish. I had a professor that called skeletal. And I was like, okay, well, that's that generation. I'm going to stick with skeletal for now.
Skeletal.
Yeah.
It's skeletal.
It's weird that people have to sort of distinguish themselves from their previous generation.
Well, because it sounds like it's a moral position. Like, Carlin had this great bit. This is not my thing, but shell shock. It used to be called shell shock, and then it became PTSD, and then it became something syndrome.
Yeah, it was,
and then it's like
it was
the fucking shell shock, guys.
Battle fatigue.
Yeah.
It's
the same shit, different toilet. Let's keep renaming it.
Right.
It's so weird.
That's right. And sometimes
Who cares?
there's a refinement, right? They're making it a clearer definition and subcategories and things, and that's sort of legitimate.
Sure.
But if you're just calling it something different because you want to call it something different, that's whatever.
I know.
But you notice the whole thing, that kind of shit's going on all over the place right now, right? With everything.
Yeah, I know.
With everything.
The moral. I know. It's super lame.
It's a moral posturing in a way. It's a virtue posture.
It is.
Right? And I'm more virtuous because I have mine.
Yeah.
You're unenlightened. So
Yeah. I don't care. I'm unenlightened. I'm a fucking.
You're a
idiot.
rational recovery person.
It's
coming, my dear. It's
I
coming
like people.
slowly.
I love people. I actually want to help them. I don't give a fuck what they're called.
Speaking of liking people, did you have
Stupid.
more questions about Andy? Because we didn't get all the way caught up about him. There was so much that happened between the last time you were with me and my deep, abiding love for Andy has blossomed over these months.
I know. Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
No, I think he's very
The
very
gargoyle
driven.
thing didn't.
No, because I'll tell you, I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East and in Eastern culture, and I don't think it's my stepfather when he came to this country from India actually did the same thing. He did not know how to use a Western toilet, and so stood on top of the toilet until his roommate walked in on him and was like, "Bro, that's not how you do it."
Wow.
So I'm not as shocked.
Wait, who was this? Your uncle?
My Indian stepfather.
Oh, okay.
So when he came from
right.
India, he was used to shitting that way. He had never seen a Western toilet.
I get it.
You sit your asshole on,
Yeah. And by the way, we're moving more in their direction with squatty potties and things.
That's what I'm saying. So to hear that Andy does that, I wasn't that blown away.
Even though it's once a month.
That part is still troubling. What is he holding on to? What is this holding?
It's not just the holding. It's the unpleasantness of being around the toilet drain. That's the part that he can't even talk about.
He's afraid of it. There's some phobia.
The it hand's going to come out.
Yeah, my garbage disposal broke when I was first here. It took me 2 months to
He's
deal
afraid
with
of
it.
that.
I don't fuck with those holes.
What happened as a kid? Where is it? What comes to mind?
I mean, apparently, what Drew uncovered is it's the movie It in the movie It. He drags a dude into a pipe
that traumatized the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Now he
That's
had
I
some.
think about that all the time.
Yeah, he had some stuff going on in his family of origin at home, and he couldn't regulate that, and it just shattered him. And so there it was. That became the fixed preoccupation.
Well, Poltergeist became my fixed preoccupation.
Oh, I had a weird reaction to The Exorcist when I was a kid.
Oh, everybody. That movie fucked up a whole generation.
Yeah. It did.
Everybody had that. And Jaws, I wouldn't swim in the pool because I thought a shark would come up from the drain and eat me as a kid too. So I guess it is the timing with which when you see these movies, depending on what's going on at home too, it'll all kind of.
And development, I was 13 or 14 or something, and my development was all.
The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Which is so tame by today's standards. You watch that and you're like, this shit's slow. Come on, bitch, spin. Yeah, puke already.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, or Rosemary's Baby. That one's slow as shit too now.
I
You're
know.
like, this ain't even scary, homie.
Are you watching anything these days? You have time to do
Yeah, not a ton of time. I watched the Sopranos movie recently. I loved it. Have you seen it?
I heard criticism. So good. That's a good endorsement.
You know why I loved it? It harkened back to a time when movies and television could be free and be themselves and be politically incorrect.
Okay, I'll watch
this
that.
is the world. And guess what? Fuckface. We're not. There's no messaging.
Well, I'm watching something called The Verge. It's
Ooh,
about
what's
middle-aged
that?
women.
Oh, okay.
And it's you got to check it out. It's pretty well written.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, and it
was God again.
It's Nadav. He's letting us know he's here.
Hello.
And
Hello.
And it's that way. It's a little sort of free with the topics,
I
in a
like
way
that. I'm so over being protected.
Yeah, here it is. The Verge Netflix. There it is. Oh, how about the one with the doll?
The Purge. Not the Purge.
The Squid Game.
That's rad. I saw some of that in the green room. I really like that.
You would probably like it. It goes with your goth stuff,
dude.
But
but What We Do in the Shadows is back, and I'm all over it.
Have you and I talked about that?
No, I love it though. No, we talked about it in the past. How we have love
talked
the
about
series. But this season's fantastic too. I love it.
Oh my God.
I'm Nadia. I'm becoming closer and closer to her.
You are Nadia.
I love her.
Yeah, and I would give anything to do a cameo on that show.
Same.
Anything, literally.
Same.
Have you seen all the great? Paul Rubens is on there. And,
yeah, they had Tilda Swinton. It's such a good show.
It's so brilliant. It's, for those of you who don't know it, it's a show about a topic that I literally couldn't give a shit about. Now you kind of like it, that stuff.
Vampires?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
See, I couldn't give a shit about vampires. I really, it's a topic if you like, because it took me a long while to even open the show because I'm like, I don't care. Vampire, I don't give a shit.
Love it.
But it's not about vampires.
No.
It's really about how fucked up men are, really, because it's Nadia trying to get on with the men.
It's funny that you see that.
Yeah.
I see my own family because their sense of humor is very Eastern Bloc, very Borscht Belt.
Very much.
And this is exactly how I go, like, well, should we bury the body in the thing? And they're very flippant about really heavy topics, which is 100% how I grew up.
Yep.
So that's what
ghosts.
I really like.
We have ghosts.
Yeah.
There we go. We have ghosts.
Or she's like, a witch has cursed the carpet. And that's the kind of shit my grandma would say. Like, a witch has cursed us. I just love it. It reminds me of my family.
Yeah. It's
as the Sopranos.
So I'm Ukrainian, Belarusian, right?
Yeah.
And so it's same stuff,
old school shit.
Stuff, so.
Yeah. By the way, I'm building a room in my house. I'm turning my office into a goth mom room, and I'm using what we do in the shadows as a model, like the wallpaper.
Why don't you make it an homage to what we do in the shadows?
That is
really,
what I'm
really
doing.
have some explicit stuff in there.
Get the set designer.
Or
Spend
get
$100,000.
those opening pictures of them as bats and bags.
Oh, I'm gonna do a portrait of myself, my whole family.
Your
like
goth,
that.
your goth pictures, and then it's good.
I'm gonna do it. I actually wanted to buy the Disneyland Haunted Mansion. You know those photos, those drawings that stretch.
Yes.
I wanted to get those. I think those would be fun.
Do they have them for sale?
Yeah, like a Etsy, dude. Everything you want in the world is on Etsy. I found Olga, my raccoon, who I put an Adidas tracksuit on Etsy from Moscow. She came. Yeah, everything you want, Etsy. This came from Etsy. It's a Dolly Parton jacket.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here how overwhelmed I am with the genius of the fact that the Baron is back. They found a way to bring him back.
I know.
And it's fucking genius.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
I'm guessing what's his name? Luke Skywalker will come back too, because that was a pretty good episode.
I hope so. Yeah, he was fantastic.
So good in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anybody produces What We Do in the Shadow, Christina and I would kill to be even a set visit. Okay. Legs stopped working. A couple years ago, I woke up to painful, debilitating sensation in both my legs. It went away after a few days. Never discovered the exact reason. Best way I can explain it, my legs felt like they were filled with blood.
What the fuck is this?
All right. I went to the ER. ER gave me an injection of a painkiller. Next day, I went to the GP, said my blood worked normal, sent me home with a prescription for Saloxibir, also infective. Pain subsided. Haven't felt the same severity of pain since, but I've noticed similar sensations. Oh, boy. Even though this seems to be a one-time issue, I have never got satisfying answer. Okay. So here's the deal, my dear. Bilateral, that kind of full feeling in the legs is not normal.
Yeah.
And that is pressure on the spinal column, maybe a cauda equina syndrome, we call that. And
Aquinas is in Thomas?
Equina is in horse.
Oh,
because
equine.
Equine. Cauda equina. Skeletal. So at the bottom of look at the cauda equina. Look at the CAUDA-EQUINA. Cauda, CUADA.
Ecuna catada.
Cauda equina.
Echinacea.
No, cauda.
He looked up echinacea.
I know.
Stupid.
CAUDA.
That's not even close, dummy.
CAUDA. There you go.
God.
Equina syndrome. You see that? There it is.
Cauda equina.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Now, you see what's going on there?
There's pressure on the spinal.
Yeah, but it's on the cauda equina particularly. No, go back. There. The one on the left in the middle. Left in the middle. Left more. There you go. So the cauda equina comes down as this sort of horsetail at the bottom of the spine. And it can get pressure on it from various things, including tumors. So the fact that they did not do an MRI on you is flabbergasting to me. So I'm certain they probably think it's a disc like that. We're now looking at a cauda-equina disc syndrome. They probably figure it was that, but it may not be that. Hopefully it was that and will get better by itself. But you absolutely must have an MRI of your spine.
That sounds serious. You need to go to
it is a real deal.
And they said they're GP, which means they're in England or maybe the UK or New Zealand.
Which, of course, they don't.
The GP is your general practitioner.
That's right.
I do believe it's in the UK.
Yep, that's true. Or Canada, right? Canada too.
Or the Canadians as well,
and
yes.
So these national healthcare systems don't get the workups. They restrict you from getting the workups.
Why?
Because
I know.
Because they have a limited resource, and they restrict it.
Goddamn communists.
That's how it works. People think they want to get that in this country. It's going to be not a good thing.
Okay, take it back to Russia.
That's right. Well, I want to say thank you to our friends at BetterHelp. I've sent family, patients, I've sent people to their services, and the care has been excellent. The professional services have been outstanding, and it is affordable. BetterHelp.com. You've heard me talk about them before. I am very enthusiastic about their products. And in this day and age, because of COVID, we're all used to dealing with electronic media and Zoom and phone for our services, and they work and they're good. And we don't have the waiting in an office, maybe uncomfortable exchanges with other people in a waiting room. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Why invest in everything else and not your mind? Think about it. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Dr. Drew After Dark listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/afterdark. That is BETTERHELP.com/afterdark. Well, Liquid IV, I'm a huge fan of oral fluid rehydration. There's no reason that you should have to use an IV for hydration when you have products like Liquid IV. They hydrate faster and more efficiently than water alone. You have to understand, when you're trying to hydrate, you need more than just water. That's water. You need water with solute, with something in it. This contains 5 essential vitamins, and it's healthier than, of course, the sugary sports drinks made with clean ingredients. Optimal ratios of glucose, sodium, and potassium delivers directly to your bloodstream and balances that replenishes fluid volume, right? Not just water, but fluid volume. Perfect balance to keep you hydrated more quickly. I recently was sick with diverticulitis, and Liquid IV helped me rehydrate. The company is also donating 4 million servings in response to COVID-19. Products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks. Grab your favorite Liquid IV flavors nationwide at Walmart, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use code Dr. Drew at checkout. That is 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code Dr. Drew at liquidiv.com. 27-year-old male with a long dry spell, very rarely, 2 to 3 times a month after I jerk off, finally take the post-nut clearing out, because afterwards he pees. Yeah, I have to translate. They're being so cute with their poetry. I have to freaking translate it.
We need to hear.
The head of my dick, though, feels constantly hot and provides the sensation that I need to keep urinating. I usually have to park myself in the toilet at a very slow pace. A few drops from 20 minutes, burning subsides. When I was sexually active, it occurred around the same frequency. Okay, so you're talking about urethritis. Love to Chris L. Thanks to Nadav. Thanks to you. This is from Dan. Chris L.?
Larson.
Chris Larson?
That's Chris Larson. He wrote the...
Wait a minute. Hold up. You're saying if your dick burns after you come and you're peeing, that means you have urethritis or whatever?
It means inflammation of the tip of the penis at the urethra, asking for a friend. It doesn't mean you have a sexually transmitted disease. It means you just have inflammation of that tip. He might be a little too vigorous. What is his...
lovemaking?
His habit? No, he's been on a dry spell. He's J and his D. And so he may be sort of traumatizing the tip, so it gets inflamed, and it gives a sense of what's called urgency, meaning a sense you feel like you need to pee.
However, there's no inflation present. You've just irritated the urethra. So what can he do about this? Just
don't
leave
worry
it alone?
about it. Yeah, leave
Let
it be.
go.
Lots of fluids. Pee, more fluids afterwards. Pee more. It'll always subside.
Isn't that funny? Some medical things are just like that. Just leave it alone. What are you going to do about it? Like one time I had this thing where I thought I had a UTI because I kept having to pee, the sensation.
You're still doing your British?
And I had to pee. That's not that. I had a burning sensation. So I had to pee so much. I went to the fucking urologist, everything. He's like, you don't have a UTI. He's like, sometimes you just have that.
Gets
it'll
irritation.
go away.
Yeah, it gets irritation.
Yeah, one time I was peeing blood, and he's like, "You don't have anything wrong with you, actually. Just a tiny bit of blood. It'll go away." I'm like, "Cool, thanks."
It depends.
All goes away.
But if you were 60 with that, it's a different matter.
Oh, so what is that?
Well, then you have to make sure it wasn't coming from the vagina, because you can get uterine cancer, and then it could be coming from the bladder and be bladder cancer, and it could be coming from your kidneys and be glomerulonephritis or interstitial nephritis. There's a lot of things that happen when you get older that you really just don't have to worry about when you're younger. Yeah, I know. As you get older, there's a whole different.
Wait, how old before all this fun starts happening?
Well, 50 is where you start looking for it, right? 50 is all the screening, prostate cancer. For the men, prostate cancer screening. For both you and Tom, it's colonoscopies. You should do the thing called color.com. I think I told you to do this.
I did
before.
it.
And
I done
anything?
it.
You're all good?
I don't have no. I'm all good, bro.
Nothing. Okay, good.
I'm fucking resilient, homie.
No, I know. I have all this Ashkenazi Jew stuff in me that's not
weakening.
So good. Weak. Yeah. And
Nadav, what do you think Nadav's panel would look like?
He's afraid to do it.
I'm 99% Ashkenazi.
He's afraid to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor Nadav.
Yeah, poor Nadav.
He doesn't want to look.
No, you shouldn't look.
Wait, what's the color thing again?
It's a genetic screening for the common genetic risk factors for cancer. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like BRCA genes. There's about 30 common ones that put you at risk for all kinds of stuff. I have a Lynch syndrome. There are 6 different Lynch syndromes. I have MSH6. And because I was positive, this thing is about
MSH6.
Yeah.
That sounds like a gang.
I know it does, doesn't
like
it?
MS-13.
Right. And it's about $200 if you're getting tested. But if you're positive, they'll test your first degree relatives for $50.
That's cool.
Crazy. This would have been $15,000 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to get colonoscopies every year because of that.
Ew.
And we had to start to do colonoscopies on our kids in their late 20s.
What?
Because the colon cancer comes up with
Mine
Lynch.
didn't come up. So I don't want to do a colonoscopy.
50.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
50. And then shit starts happening in the mid 60s, 70s. That's when shit
hits the fan.
It happens. The shit just starts happening.
Like cancer.
Yeah. Just hard to predict. Just shit starts happening.
God, I feel like my days are numbered.
You got to reduce the risk. Treat the blood pressure. Treat the cholesterol. Treat these things so those risks are way less when you get older. So, because shit happens. I always tell men, like, the wheels start coming off the wagon at 70, and you got to get through the 70s, and the 80s are a little easier. Strangely enough, I don't know why it is, but the shit starts developing in the 70s for men. Women, it's sort of a more even distribution across.
Of just caca the whole time. Is that right?
Caca the whole time, but less caca than for men.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what
That's
I'm going to get breast
longer.
cancers. I'll get maybe some blood pressure.
You got to just stay on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay on top of it. We're all good. What do you think of Nadia's doll? We're back to what we do in the shadows.
I like it. I don't find it to be
I feel like they're not using it enough yet.
Well, what's the purpose of the character? To me, it's like it's a superfluous. It's a double Nadia.
But it became a trope on how she thinks about herself.
Right. But they don't utilize it nearly enough.
Correct. I think that's exactly
true.
Right. Oh, there's Nadia and her doll.
Oh, she ran away.
They're so heated in so many of these events that are happening these days. So I have trouble understanding them with their crazy accent.
Oh, I watch it subtitled sometimes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can do that on Hulu. I mean, you can do it anywhere.
It's so good.
I love their outfits too. I want to dress like them.
Yes.
I love vampire attire.
Yes. Oh, so I'm going to New Orleans for Halloween this year.
Oh, fun.
And Susan has set me up with a full-on look up Venetian plague doctor.
What?
Venetian plague doctor. And we've full-on costume for that. And
that's rad.
I'm into it. There it is.
Oh, that's
there
rad. That's so
the one on the far
style.
right. There it is. That's what I'm wearing. You
guys are.
Ooh, this is some eyes wide shut stuff.
Yeah, it's eyes wide shut stuff.
You guys are kinky.
Oh, look, everyone, just because it's got a long beak, everyone goes sexual. Boom.
Well, isn't this your character on The Masked Singer? Didn't you do
Eagle.
something similar?
I was the eagle. To be fair, it's a little different, but you're right. And Annie, I'm going to have to try this in the bedroom before we get to.
This is creepy.
We want a full report, Drew.
Yeah, Annie's been coaching me up on sexual behaviors.
What?
We
talk about it.
we thought my wife and I thought we were pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You uncovered all this stuff about us, which, by the way, my daughter brought up on the book tour I was doing with her. Oh yes, oh yeah, it was gross.
She should be stoked that her parents are still into each other. I thought kids like that.
That's what I said too. It's also gross for them. Grow
up. Grow up. How do you think you got here, huh?
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah. Stop being fucking pussy, bitch.
So, but he's coaching me up how to be more dominant.
That's what Annie is into.
We agreed we're both actually into being, what's the other opposite of dom?
I said that you're a
sub. We'd rather be sub because we're lazy.
You're a big old sub.
We're lazy, but we can bring it on.
You know, I don't know if you've heard of this new show, The Game of Thrones.
Yes, I have heard of it. I've watched it, actually.
Tom and I just started this great new show on. You should really check it out. And I don't know if you recall the scene between. Remember when Khaleesi marries the war leader? What's his name?
Yes.
Drog.
Khal
Drogo or something.
Khal Drogo, whatever his name is. And
son of my life, moon of my whatever.
Yes. So, but remember in the beginning, he was a brute with her. And
yeah,
he would
she was
just
like
rape her, and she was like, Jesus Christ, I can't take the rapings.
Yeah.
And her friend who was a whore, or the woman that worked in the brothel, said, well, here, let me teach you something. So he's out there hunting and gathering and being a warrior, but in here, he wants to be dominated. He wants to feel taken care of. So remember that scene where she flips him on his back and she's like, no, I'm going to take care of you. So I think it's something to that of the man just wanting to be cared for. You guys are in the external world doing all this?
No. We Annie and I are very clear about this. My compatriot. We're very clear about this, that it's going back and forth is what's optimal.
Going right.
Being
so then you
one
feel...
size, but the one takes more work. The dom thing takes more inspiration and more work. But left to our own devices, we'd rather be lazy.
And that's funny because me with my ball kicking fetish, I love. Every time we watch these ball kicking videos on YMH, I think to myself, "Oh, I could do that."
Like, and would it be arousing?
Not erotic, not arousing, but that dominant. I'm an alpha female, right? I stand in front of audiences. I command.
Yeah.
That side of my personality, I could kick guys in the nuts all day for thousands of dollars and be like, I don't feel any way about it. I like the rage part, getting that out. I loved kung fu. I used to do a lot of kung fu.
No, stay with the balls.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Ball busting, quite literally. Right?
Yeah.
You're a ball buster.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's but isn't that interesting? So even metaphorically, I am a ball buster.
Correct.
By occupation.
That's
I
right.
bust balls.
That's right.
I'm kind of a fucking ass kicker, dude.
Yeah, you're ass kicking ball buster, but there's a little daddy stuff creeping in here.
Oh, possibly. You know what though? I'm not mad at him. I'm not angry with him.
What anger
anymore.
there is going to be taken out on those testes that you kick.
Yeah.
So it's Annie and I kind of talked about this, how it's a conversion. It's a conversion reaction.
What is?
You taking it all out on the testes. It's no longer on yourself. It's no longer on your dad. Now it's just those balls.
It's externalized.
I'm going to take on and smash those balls.
And what a wonderfully healthy way
Maybe it's not your balls that are being smashed. I'm just saying.
But that guy enjoys that. That makes him happy. I'm doing that guy a favor.
Now, what is it about those guys? Could you identify one of those guys?
No.
Would you know one of those guys if you were around them? What are they like?
Well, no, I don't know. Honestly,
this is a really interesting.
But I don't. But no, I can
bet
only
you can
speculate because I don't. I've never I've done this activity in real life. I don't know.
But it's such a human.
Betas
and like
wimps.
So wimps would want their balls busted, and how wimpy do they have to be?
I would even go for like the socially awkward guy,
talky
like
kind of guy,
Aspergery,
talk guy.
Socially in it.
So maybe part of your ball busting on the talks is this.
Ball busting on the talks. What does this mean?
Laughing at the talk boys, the guys you select to laugh at on talk.
Oh, maybe.
Are the guys whose testes you'd
but
like
to me, it's not gender specific. See, I don't discriminate in my talks. If you'll notice, it only skews more male because more males are doing these. However, I relish the females. Remember last time I go, well, this one's unique. This is a female pervert. Like I enjoy.
But you don't want to bust her balls.
No, I'd kick her in the cunt if she wanted me to. Okay. This is not gender specific.
Good. I like that.
No, I'd kick her ass too.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm not afraid of kicking and punching. I've always liked doing martial arts and.
Do you do that now?
Not now because my body is not good for that. But I did through my 20s and 30s, and I love kicking bags and punching things. I've always been very comfortable with rage. I'm not afraid to be angry, and I think society doesn't allow women to express anger or rage.
Do you know that?
I love it.
Have you seen that Bear paint commercial where they throw the wine on the wall?
No.
And this woman just goes, "Wah!" and I thought, oh, that's that. That's that thing. And you're right. I think that's a good thing that women are sort of expressing it very explicitly.
Well, this
the
is
aggression.
why I love Nadia in What We Do in the Shadows, because she's very openly. No, I will rip out his heart and shove it to him on the platter. Let me get that. Yeah. And I love that. That makes me laugh so hard because I'm like, oh.
But it's back to what the show is really about: is a woman trying to get on with it. And the guys don't give a shit about it. Just like,
yeah, they're so in their own stuff.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to tear your throat out. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But that's a rare female personality.
And I've heard though more. It caught my ear recently that I've heard more women expressing violent fantasies, like explicit violent fantasies about
sexual. You mean, or
no,
just violence?
Where did I hear somebody say the other day? They go, "I love my husband even though I want to tear his eyeballs out a lot of the time."
Oh yeah,
and I thought, but normally they wouldn't say it quite that violently. You know what I mean? I thought it caught my ear. I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. There's more explicit violence," which I don't mind as a sub.
It is. You've got your harness on under that. I wish you took your shirt off and there was like your bondage gear.
I had a bunch of nipple rings with leather.
Jeez, this is a whole new lane for you.
Yeah, get my wife back at where my mom's at.
But
we'll see what's really going on.
But it's interesting because Rob Eiler, I'm friends with him and he's from New York, right?
Yeah.
And he loves East Coast girls' attitudes. He always says, I want a girl who can hold her own when she goes to the bathroom at a restaurant alone. Like, I'm not worried about her when she goes and leaves the table or something. And I think it's also very cultural, like what's attractive. Like on the West Coast, I don't think it's female rage. Maybe it's not as attractive or in the South, but on the East Coast, I mean, look, Snooki is an archetype. There's a million fucking Snookies in New Jersey that fuck you man, that's encouraged in that part of the world, and it's attractive to some men.
Yeah, I think we get a little carried away with the explicit stuff because it feels like it's trying too hard.
What, to be like, I'm gonna kick your ass?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'd rather
hear the under the breath, I'm gonna tear his eyeballs out. That's like Nadia. I'd rather hear more Nadia stuff. That seems more genuine to me. It feels like. Yeah, she would. If she needed to, she would do it.
Yeah.
It's like
she's a vampire.
I know.
Gosh, how much do you want to be a vampire?
Not.
Can we make a pact right now that you'll make me one if you get made it? Oh, God, thanks. I want to be one so bad.
And just I don't want to be one. So if you become a vampire, don't make me one. But if I become one, I'll make you one.
Okay, thanks.
Make me one, Christina.
You want to be a vampire?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Why?
Me too.
Why? Because you want to be a bat?
But I want to fly. I want to be immortal. I want to live forever.
But as a non-soul, they have no soul.
I don't care.
They're funny though. They're very funny.
Yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm almost there. Like the way that they talk is totally how comics talk to each other. It's no judgment. They're very open.
So we both agree Nadia's our favorite.
She's the best. No, and Nandor, because I like when he's like, oh, like he's having sex with his girlfriend. He's like, please get me a towel to wipe off my genitals. Like, I love how straightforward he is.
Literal.
Nandor.
He's concrete. He's very concrete. Yeah, Nandor's my favorite too. So, and what's going to happen?
Great.
They are great characters.
They're all. I love them all.
Beyond. And the idea of an energy vampire is just a brilliant concept. Just a brilliant.
So I was watching a press junket with them.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays the energy vampire, Colin Robinson.
Yeah.
He dresses like that in the junkets too.
Oh no!
And he's like,
funny.
I dress like this all the time. It's who I am. I'm like, oh, I love you so much. The energy vampire. What is that personality that's an energy vampire? We've all
not only are there energy vampires, there are literally, and this has not been well explained, but in the psychoanalytic literature and when people sit in a room with a therapist, there are people that will put the therapist to sleep and they can do nothing about it. It's weird. You because I've been in those rooms. I've been in the rooms where I'm aware that's happening to me. Where it's like, oh shit, it's one of those.
Why is that? What they're saying is so fucking boring?
No, it's weird. It literally feels like
drains you.
It's the strangest thing.
Maybe they're triggering. Are they triggering you?
It's almost a hypnotic thing in a weird way.
Jesus.
And it's
Have you fallen asleep on a person before?
I have never done that, but I felt myself going. and I'm very intent and very present. You know what I mean? And so when that starts to happen, I'm aware. I was like, oh, it's that. There's that thing. And I try to understand what it is. And it's usually a never-ending pit of need.
Yeah, and
it's like you
exhausted.
fall into the pit with them.
Yeah,
and it's just like you start going down. It's like, oh.
But that's true, because aren't you repulsed by people that have that energy, that needy sucking? And you're just
I guess people are. I am not, and so it makes
that makes sense. So much celebrity rehab. Those poor sons of a bitches. Thank God for you.
Right. I've been talking to a lot of them lately. They're doing a lot of them are doing so well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
fantastic.
I've been talking to Heidi lately.
Heidi Fleiss
doing really well.
I was just thinking about her. So what's going on? Is she in Vegas still with the birds?
She's still with the birds, but she's better.
She's really brilliant.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She's fucking brilliant.
I know.
I totally agree with you. And I sort of conceive of her as having been sucked into a cult. In other words, when she was like 16, this madam dragged her into her world, and she adopted it entirely as her whole worldview, and that's why she became a madam. She was fascinated by this woman with the long nails, sort of a dowager princess type, and she couldn't never. She's been in it forever. Never really. I actually had her see a cult person once to see if we could deprogram her. Yeah.
And did it help?
She didn't go for it. He didn't really see it that way, and she was like, I don't think so, But I kept telling her, you love animals. Become a veterinarian. It'd be nothing for
she's
you.
Brilliant.
You're so fucking smart. She's so smart. Yeah.
So, but she's isolating.
I know.
And she's still socially isolated.
She's better. She's seeing people. She had Lisa D'Amato visit her. Remember Lisa, the girl who's doing amazing.
Really?
They're all moms now and stuff. They're really doing,
good.
Like Jenny Ketchum, some mom and a social worker. She was
bring her. I know the name.
She was Penny Flame.
Penny Flame.
Yeah.
She's a mom
and a social worker and married, and
praise Allah.
Praise Allah for some of them.
Thank goodness.
Well, I cannot say enough about Kami Koto knives. They are the sharpest. When I say they're the sharpest knives, we have to really, be very careful when we pull out our Kami Koto, because they carve through everything. They're always our go-to at holidays. They are exceptional. They're like works of art. I kid you not. They come in a beautiful wooden box, and the appearance and the way they fit in your hand and the way they cut through things. This is extraordinary. I've never owned knives like this before. They're used by several chefs at Michelin star restaurants around the world, no doubt. They make great gifts. People will be, just when you open that box, you'll be so impressed. Again, and the wooden box itself is its own work of art. And you can maintain the edge of your blades with one of Kami Koto's sharpening wheatstones. And you can maintain the edge of your blades with one of Kami Koto's sharpening whetstones. They keep it just in great shape. Kami Koto is so confident about their knives that each knife comes with a lifetime guarantee. If you go ahead and buy now, Kami Koto is offering our listeners an extra $50 off site-wide. That is on top of their biggest sale of the year. Go to kamikoto.com and use the offer code DREW for an extra $50 off. You will not be disappointed. That is kamikoto.com/Drew. One more time, kamikoto.com/Drew. I'm very excited to tell you guys about this. About 3 years ago, I began digging into research on supplements that replenish a key cellular resource that's called nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or NAD for short. NAD is found in every single cell in your body. It's responsible for energy creation, metabolism, and the regulation of hundreds of cell functions. But NAD levels decline as you age. So, to help reverse that, the team at Elysium Health created Basis, an NAD supplement designed to promote healthy aging at the cellular level. Elysium has dozens of the world's best scientists working with them, including 8 Nobel Prize winners, and its chief scientist is Dr. Leonard Guarente, a renowned research scientist from MIT, who has studied the science of aging for more than 30 years. Now, Basis uses a special form of nicotinamide riboside for NAD support, plus a potent antioxidant. This makes Basis extraordinarily effective. In fact, Basis has been clinically proven to increase NAD levels by 40% safely and sustainably. So what can you expect to feel? But I can tell you that my experience with NAD supplements aligns with the testimonials from many Basis users who report experiencing higher energy, less fatigue, and more satisfying workouts as a result of higher NAD levels. And I have to tell you, whenever anybody says, hey, do you ever age? I think, I wonder if it's the nicotinamide riboside I take. I trust the science behind Basis by Elysium, and I encourage you to check it out for yourself using this special offer. Simply go to trybasis.com/Drew, enter code DREW10 at checkout, and you'll save 10% off prepaid plans as well as other Elysium Health supplements. That is trybasis, TRYBASIS, trybasis.com/Drew. Use code DREW10.
Anyway, I have
deep affection for so many of them.
So do I. But I love these people. I never laughed at celebrity rehab because you're like, these people are in so much profound
it's
pain.
okay. This is the thing about addiction. It's okay to laugh. It's okay because people are funny. And believe me, a lot of recovery is people laughing at what they did. Jason Waller now is like...
Which one's he? Bring him up because I want to see his face.
From the Hills. You looking at, give me a recent Jason Waller.
You won't
even
love
believe
these people.
You won't even
Was
believe
it Jason
Wahler. He and I are trying to do some stuff with the recovering community right now. Wahler. He's in the Hills now.
I see these TikToks where they do...
There's Jason. And his wife, she's amazing.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, amazing.
Good.
Look at him.
Handsome. Looking great.
But dude, he at 20, I told him at 22 or 24 or something, he had the liver of a 60-year-old alcoholic. I can't believe he made it out of that.
It kills me that...
There's the two of us.
Oh, there you guys are. You look great.
How about that?
Look at you, Dr. Drew. Handsome Drew.
I have such affection.
Can I ask you though, how is it that people, I mean, Rob, to bring Rob Eiler up, he's talked about this on podcast, so I'm not like outing him.
Rob
Eiler, he was on The Sopranos. He played AJ on The Sopranos, the son, and he would take so many drugs. Like he's talked about it on Where My Mom's At. Like, how do you not? What is that like when you're just like, oh, so many pills? Like he took a ton of ecstasy, and you don't feel like it's gonna.
You get tolerant. You get tolerant, so you need more to get more effect, and you kind of forget what you're doing. They often don't even know what the hell they're doing. The best success stories on hallucinogens and stuff come from my buddy Mike Catherwood. Yeah. He was a reckless drug addict.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his drug of choice?
Well, vodka and Coke, but he would do insane amounts of hallucinogens, so bad that when he was in Europe, he got to the point where he became so psychotic he stood in front of a mirror for like 18 hours.
Wow.
Talking to himself and doesn't even know what happened.
It's scary.
Yeah.
The brain can really...
Yeah, can go bad.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Bad Brains, let's get a voice message.
Bad Brains.
Come
That's
on.
a good band. I like them.
Bad Brains.
Hey, Dr. Hitler.
Hey.
My name's Merrill. A long time, first time. But my question is that I've been trying to work on the Venn diagram of what can push what out. And I know farts can push the brown out, and apparently brown can push the white out. And if you have a colovesical fistula, then the brown can push the yellow out. So my question is that one time I was having sex, my lady friend got on top of me, and as my penis entered hers, she shat on my balls. And I'm just wondering if my meat rod pushed out her sickly green poo. If so, that means the wiener can also push the brown out.
Wow.
Piss on me, beat me. I've already been shat on, so what do I care?
Okay.
That was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
That call was really deep.
My best advice to that guy is use that brain for good, please. Stop with
he
this kind
knows
of
what
thinking.
a Venn diagram is.
He knows what a Venn
rare.
diagram is, but he probably studies set theory and math. But the penis pushing the brown out can definitely happen.
The penis?
Penis can push the brown out from the vagina.
From our vagines?
And from the anus. It can do either.
Well, from the anus, that's a given if you're doing butt stuff.
But the vagina is, show me a cross-section.
Right by the butthole.
Cross-section, it's right by the anus. And so
I know it. I had mine torn up twice.
Right, that's
Childbirth,
right.
episiotomies.
That's right. You guys get them there. Just show me one of those cross-sections. Any of those. There you go. So you see how the vag is right there by the colon, and the uterus and stuff is in there. But the colon is, you can push right up against the colon and push stuff out. Yes, that happens. As far as, he said a colorectal fistula, so you're seeing if you get he said a colovesicular fistula, you can see if colon can go into the bladder there, right? Yeah, and then the brown can go into the pee. But nothing's pushing anything out so much, but the penis does push the brown out. That does happen. Next voice. Sorry to overwhelm you today.
Thanks, guys.
You asked for
Hi, my name is Natalia. I'm a 25-year-old female from Poland.
Ooh.
I wanted to go back to the topic of tensing up while orgasming. So my muscles always contract when I have an orgasm, and recently I've been trying to learn how to squirt. And I did my research, and it looks like I get all the sensations women describe when they are about to squirt. Feels like I'm about to pee myself, like this strong pushing feeling, but I feel like I can't release it because my muscles tense up so much when I have an orgasm. I just can't relax the muscles. Do you think that could be what's stopping me from being able to squirt? Thanks.
Wow.
Our female callers are always the best.
So rare.
Oh.
That's a first.
That's a unicorn.
The woman is like, I'm really trying to squirt. Most women would be like, I don't want to squirt.
Yeah, I would need to know a little more about her orgasmic function and stuff too. Like, is she multiple orgasmic? Is she orgasmic with a penis or with a oral sex? Whatever it is. I know. Yeah, talk to your buddy. But you're probably onto something that if you could relax, there might be a more releasing. But look, there's people. Some people do it, some people can't do it. Bottom line, why do you have to make yourself into somebody else's version of what an orgasm
really
is?
Wants to squirt.
Well, but the problem with squirting is sometimes it's pee, sometimes it is pee, and in which case it's post-orgasmic incontinence, and sometimes it's a bunch of fluid created from the Skene's glands, Bartholin's glands, essentially same tissue that the prostate is made of, that coalesces to the prostate in the male. And some women have a lot of that tissue and produce a lot of fluid, and some do not. They just don't. And so if she's that, she may not be producing that fluid.
Well, I mean, why don't you just practice at home, use a vibrator, and
try to relax at the same time.
Yeah, like practice makes perfect. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you get your 10,000 hours in, dude, and then you'll do it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do what the Beatles did in Hamburg.
10,000 hours. Good. It's as work goes, it's amongst
Malcolm
the best.
Gladwell, bro.
10,000 hours.
Read your book.
My name is Zach. I'm studying biology. Our most recent lecture was on reproduction. I'm waiting for my professor to indeed say that cum is stored in the seminal vesicles. I was baffled to hear my professor that our main man juice is stored in the epididymis and then travels in the vas deferens into the seminal vesicles. No, there is some fluid in the epididymis for sure. The epididymis is the processing center for the sperm to bring it up to the seminal vesicles, where it's mixed with the fluid from the
you dumb
semen.
professor, bitch.
Or does it come stay in the seminal vesicles? We ejaculate. It's a mix. Some of it is from the prostate, some of it's in the seminal vesicles, and out it comes. Good times.
Okay.
Did you need to know that?
No, but I was just thinking how I enjoyed Tom having his vasectomy. It's been so much better for me not having to carry the burden of
birth control.
Yeah, it's so great. Like, ladies, if you can get your husband to get that snip, God, go for it. It's like the best.
Did he have 3 negative?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We've been shooting blanks for a minute.
Okay,
so.
because I've seen people that had 2 negatives and they didn't go back for the 3rd, and then baby.
No, no, dude, we're good.
All right, dating a relationship. We got in shift between, couldn't figure out somebody married. Sex was completely stopped. Like most women, I began to panic, think the worst, and even put blame on myself. As we've discussed. I tried spicing things up. My heart was crushed. My self-esteem non-existent. I tried asking him over and over what he needed or wanted, what was wrong. The answers was, I don't know, or nothing. If a guy's not having sex, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's just period. We were not intimate for almost 2 years. I later had a coworker reach out to me with a screenshot of his dating profile on Tinder.
Ay, maron.
He told me he was just there to find friends. Bullshit. I filed for divorce. How do I even begin to heal myself?
I'm looking for friends on Tinder.
I would love to hear what you both, the Booth Boys, have to say. Sometimes it's nice to hear a man's point of view. And so, okay, so why would this guy get married and then not have sex with that woman and then go on Tinder? That is they do with a profound intimacy problem. This is not you. Whatever is happening to you with a man sexually, it's not about the woman. I mean, if a man comes too fast, it's usually he's too into it. Same times if he's delayed, he's too into it. It's not, and if he's having sex with you, he's having sex with you because that's what he wants to do. Yeah. Period. And if he married you and can't have sex with you,
problem.
This is like serious intimacy disorder. There are some men that have real bad intimacy problems, cannot have somebody they have tender feeling. They can't have sex with somebody they have tender feelings for.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. The only time in my relationships when sex has been bad, it's because either we're about to break up and like the emotional components are just not, they know it. Like, it. Everybody knows.
And you try to force it. You try to pretend.
It's the worst. It's the fucking worst when you're like that wind down of a relationship and you're just like, I fucking hate you so much. And then,
or not even hate you, but even the nothing is worse. Like, why am I here? What am I doing?
It's so horrible.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I got a
question. Hypothetical
question for you.
Got a friend? Yeah, got a friend of yours.
If you're someone that does struggle with that insanely deep intimacy problem you were describing earlier, what would one probably need to do about that?
I would
focus.
Yeah, you got to focus on the trauma stuff. You're not that bad with it. You have.
Let me tell you, Drew.
He is.
You're not there.
You're that bad with it. So you can either have a relationship or have sex, and not in between.
I can do. Kind of, yeah. It's like, the whole dissociating thing. I could talk to you for fucking 3 hours and I didn't even speak to you the whole time.
He dissociates bad.
You know what I mean? So that goes into sex too. It's like if I'm fucking you and you matter to me, I have to pretend like you're not there. I have to pretend like you don't exist.
And you matter to
And,
me.
yeah,
more.
so
I'm
that
fucking you.
yeah, so that whole
I have to pretend like you don't.
you got to get
So-
a dry erase
Yeah,
board.
I'm trying to-
If I'm
the Venn
basically,
diagrams are being.
if I met you tonight
Yeah.
and we're fucking, and you don't matter to me, you're just a nobody.
Yeah.
That's easy. I could do
Yeah,
that. No
I
problem.
understand.
But if I care about you, then suddenly I get in my head about.
No, I get it. I
this is
understand.
gonna
And,
be- I'm
and-
explaining for Christina.
and-
She was
and-
saying she was trying to. Figure it
So
out.
if you have feelings for a woman, it's really hard for you to
Be sexual-
objectify
be
her
sexual.
sexually.
Just to be
or
sexual.
Just to be sexual.
It gets
Sure.
too close. It's too
I
close.
got
It's
you.
too overwhelming.
It feels like I'm gonna fuck it up. Is what it is.
Because she's
What
going
it
to know
comes
who
down
you
to.
are, and
Yeah.
who you are is rotten, and she'll know the truth and hate you.
Something like that. Something like that.
Oh,
something like that.
maybe it's because
Yeah.
game recognized game.
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
baby?
maybe because we're the same in some regards, Mr. Annie.
Well, talk to him about therapy for that.
I mean, that's all I can pair. I say it over and over. You got to see somebody that can help you out
That's
of this, my man. There's no, the only way through this is through the pain. You got to face the trauma.
And-
Don't
and-
be a pussy. Fucking go and go cry and go grieve and go get angry.
And I was telling him EMDR would help him.
That's the
manage
best.
Yeah.
That helped me tremendously.
Yeah. And
Well,
I,
tell me.
EMDR.
I tried the EMDR and it made me angry. I was like,
Good.
yeah.
viscerally. Is that a word? Viscerally.
Yeah,
Right?
good.
Angry. I was like,
Good.
screaming at her.
Good.
The fucking therapist.
Good.
That's a good thing.
When
Yeah.
you were doing
Yeah.
this stuff?
Yeah, because it was like they don't tell you what you're
feeling.
supposed to fucking do. So I was doing that, and in the middle of it, I'm like, am I supposed to be like talking to you, telling you what? And she's like, what do you feel? How are you going? I'm like, I feel
like-
nothing. I'm waiting for something to happen. Like,
Whatever
Tell
happens.
me how I'm supposed to feel.
yeah, it was infuriating.
It's all
No.
good. It's all good.
But that's the journey. So
Yeah.
the whole point is that you're going through your history
Yeah,
and you're feeling your way through.
Right. You'll go to different levels at different times. That whatever the reaction is, that's the reaction. Just let it happen. Whatever it is.
So even if it's nothing, if I'm not
Even if it's nothing, but you had
That's
it was
okay.
not nothing. It was
It
not
was
nothing.
something.
All right.
But you're so man, like your bowel movements, you're so backed up emotionally. You hear me? I'm serious.
What a connection.
It's true. No, listen, I deal with 2 little kids. I'm telling you, the emotions are connected to this bowel movement. I don't know if that's true medically.
Yeah.
I have a theory that if you're emotionally straight, all this comes through you, right? It's all connected. The flows, the juices, everything. So if you're blocked up, you're holding. You're holding onto junk. Literally, you're holding onto crap. Let it come through. Let it out. When you let it out, you're going to be much freer. But it's a process.
But he's interested in it. He's
You are.
moving
Go.
that way.
Keep going,
You got to find
Eddie.
somebody good down here. We got to wrap up. Before we go, cool guy wants to eat your brown. I just want to look at that, please.
Yeah.
Can we see that, please?
Okay. You've
Speaking
really
of-
been hankering
Speaking
for
of
that.
backed up, I really want to see this. It's been sitting there for a while.
Gosh, you've really been.
I've been
You poor dear. You've been holding on to this for
You
a
said all this
while.
holding back.
I wish the 2 of us could be together. I want to attach my lips to your beautiful asshole and stay there forever. You can just feed me right out of it. I know you're delicious.
So there's a little bit of the king in him. He's like a perverted the king.
Interesting.
And
yeah.
a Human Centipede fan.
Yeah.
Apparently. It's into the Human Centipede.
Well,
Who
I
knew?
found him charming. I liked his dedication to her. I liked
yeah. That's the king part.
the romance.
Yes, the king. Right. I'll do anything for you. I'll even suck your asshole. Suck your shit out of your asshole. I love you so much.
Could you imagine a woman who's like, "Great, let's do it." Like,
I'm sure they're there.
she's
Annie, you
doing
ever
it
met
right
one?
now.
Annie, you been around one?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's dissociated.
No.
He's dissociated right
He's
now.
not-
Annie, you ever eat anyone's shit, dude?
No, I didn't say you did it. I said, have you ever been around a woman that would have liked that?
How would I have
Yeah.
known that she would have liked that unless I
Because you
did
know
it?
everything. You're my clairvoyant.
Come on, man. No.
All right, buddy.
I don't know. I don't know if they like that.
All right.
I don't think they do.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's so good
I
to see
love
you.
you.
I love you too.
You're the
I hope-
best.
just congratulations being down here. I can't wait till Studio Jeans
Me
permanent gets
too.
going.
We could do this in Studio Jeans.
Oh my God, it'd be great.
Yeah.
So, and again, thank you for all this. And
Always.
boys, thank you as always, of course.
Thank
and
you.
We will see you guys all next time.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.